Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome back to the Book Nook. I'm Raggedy Auntie, and today Auntie Purl and I have a wonderful book for you. We're reading the first part of a book called Zen Shorts by Jon J Muth. We're going to do this book in two parts, and today is the first one. The author and illustrator, Jon J Muth, says that this book is for Ballard Boric, the giant panda I've often found dancing on my porch. Michael! There's a bear outside, said Carl. A what? Said Michael. A bear. He's really big. And he's in the backyard. What's he doing? Michael asked. He's sitting. He has an umbrella, said Carl. An umbrella? Said Michael. By the time the boys got outside, their sister, Addie, was already talking with him. I'm sorry for arriving unannounced, said the bear. The wind carried my umbrella all the way from my backyard to your backyard. I thought I would retrieve it before it became a nuisance. He spoke with a slight panda accent. Michael introduced himself. Then Addie introduced Carl, because Carl was shy around bears he didn't know. And this is how Addie, Michael, and Carl met Stillwater. Oh, the picture. The next day, Addie went to have tea with Stillwater. Hello, Addie said as she stepped inside. Come in, a faraway voice called. Then she heard the voice say, oh yes, come out, come out. Stillwater was in the backyard. He was in a tent. This is a birthday present from Uncle Rye, Stillwater said. He always gives presents on his birthday to celebrate the day he was born. I like it so much that I'm not staying in my house right now. Stillwater invited Addie to sit with him. You brought me some cake, said Stillwater. That was very nice of you. Is it your birthday? He asked. No, said Addie. It's not mine either, said Stillwater, but let me give you a gift for my uncle's birthday. I will tell you a story. Uncle Rye and the Moon. My Uncle Rye lived alone in a small house up in the hills. He didn't own many things. He lived a simple life. One evening, he discovered that he had a visitor. A robber had broken into the house and was rummaging through my uncle's few belongings. The robber didn't notice Uncle Rye, and when my uncle said hello, the robber was so startled he almost fell down. My uncle smiled at the robber and shook his hand. Welcome, welcome. How nice of you to visit. The robber opened his mouth to speak, but he couldn't think of anything to say. Because Rye never lets anyone leave empty-handed, he looked around the tiny hut for a gift for the robber. But there was nothing to give. The robber began backing away toward the door. He wanted to leave. At last, Uncle Rye knew what to do. He took off his only robe, which was old and tattered. "Here," he said, "please take this." The robber thought my uncle was crazy. He took the robe, dashed out the door, and escaped into the night. My uncle sat and looked at the moon, its silvery light spilling over the mountains, making all things quietly beautiful. "Poor man," lamented my uncle. "All I had to give him was my tattered robe. If only I could give him this wonderful moon." "Your uncle sounds nice," said Addie. "I don't think I could have given away my only robe." "Oh, I know how that is," said Stillwater, "but there's always the moon." "That was a good story," said Addie. "Thank you," said Stillwater, "and this is a good cake." "Thanks," said Addie. "I made it myself." The next day, Michael went to see Stillwater. "Here I am," Stillwater called from the tree. "Can I come up?" asked Michael. "If you are careful," said Stillwater. "What if we could fly?" said Michael. "We could cast shadows on clouds." But what if we fell?" said Michael. "If we fell, we might break something," said Stillwater. "That would be bad," said Michael. "Maybe," said Stillwater. "Maybe?" asked Michael. We'll pick up this book with a story from Stillwater called The Farmer's Luck. I wonder what the farmer's luck is. We'll have to see in part 2 of Zen Shorts. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and keep reading.